Well, let's get started. Nancy, good morning, honey. I'm here in Kenora. You're in Winnipeg. Getting a little last-minute snowmobiling in here before the snow disappears, and sitting there thinking about Sundays and calls and what we do. And it just occurred to me that for me personally, and you and I have taught a lot of talking recently. A lot of business in general has its ups and downs. And what we want to do now on Sundays is really kind of start a whole concept around resetting, rebuilding, refueling to be rewarded. And so what does that mean to each and every one of us? And so for many of you that were on the corporate call yesterday, which was a great call with Blue Diamonds John and Corey and Ted and myself and Dave Jordan and Chris Hutke and then Mike chiming in at the very end, another Blue Diamond. It was really a kind of a message of where we are, where we're going, refueling, and really sort of setting the groundwork for the next 6 months. So for many of us, what we've got to do now is we've got to really understand what that means for each and every one of us in our business. So, right now, there's two things that are kind of apparent to me in our lives, Nancy, and we've had a lot of success and a number of different things, and for some people, the word abundance can mean, material things, and for other people it can mean just being no stress. And so I think that relates a lot to what we have here in Valentus. For those of you that are here for the first time calling in on a Sunday, we really are, very, very cognizant of the fact that everybody's different. Everybody's here for a different reason. And so for us, what we want to do going forward is really kind of get everybody thinking a little bit more about what it's going to take to set some SMART goals, and we'll cover that in a little bit here. But also, ultimately, these four words, what does it mean to you? To reset, to rebuild, to refuel, to be rewarded. And if you relate that to the concept of accepting what it is that you're looking for from Valentus in terms of abundance in life, I think you can find a common ground within the new people that are here on the call, or the new people that are going to listen to this after, or all of us current people that have been here for a long time. But what we all got to remember, and it's just so important for us to remember, that if somebody in your business is holding back, there's lots of reasons why. It could be the people around them. It could be the people in their lives. And they're not really opening up themselves to the community of Valentus and the nature of what this business really is now. See, I really believe, and Nancy and you have talked a lot about this in the last 2-3 weeks as we start setting ourselves up for the regional event in Winnipeg, which I think is just going to be an incredible out-of-the-park event. I really do. There's so many people flying in, and we've got some interesting trainings planned and some fun to be had. But, one of the things that we've talked about, Nancy, is just this whole ability for people to start realizing that it's not about the products, right, honey? It's more so about the people that are around you that help push you forward. So as I said in the call briefly yesterday, and I'll just say it again, once you start accepting that there's 10, 20, 30 people in the Valentus community that are here to push you forward and help you, to every one person that's trying to hold you back, you need to make a decision who you're going to listen to. And that's part of the concept now of our Sunday Go Forward calls, which I'm not going to call it a getting started anymore. I'm going to call it a reset Sunday. So you're going to every week look at your business and start analyzing it. So Nancy, just share a little bit of your thoughts around that concept about, it's not just about the products here. It's about the community and what we see and value here for, all the people that are in our lives now.
Well, it's funny that you should say that, Don. We hear it time and time again that the products aren't on trial. We have amazing products. All you got to do is plug into the testimonial pages and see how these products are changing people's lives on a regular basis. And so what can happen is, have you ever heard that saying, birds of a feather? If you listen to somebody that is complaining about something in your organization, in your business, that could be in a funk, you don't even know what it is that's stimulated that you can find yourself becoming, the word to me is indifferent, where you just become like, well, whatever, it doesn't matter. Indifference can kill passion. It sucks the life out of you. And I think it's really important, and that's why events are magical, because when you go to an event and you're with like-minded people and they stoke your fire and your imagination and your belief, that feeds your passion. Whereas if you get in that birds of a feather, like-minded, where somebody is in a group, whether it be a Facebook page or otherwise, and people are commiserating, I've always said you need 10 positives to negate one negative. So it's really, really important if you want to reset, if you want to have that energy shift, that you have to recognize where you are. If you are in that mindset where you are commiserating, or whether you are just becoming indifferent, indifference steals your passion. It just takes it away from you. And I've always said what's easy to do is easy not to do, and it's really, really important to not get lost in that. So you need to force that energy shift. You need to recognize it, and the best way that I've ever seen that happen is an event, plugging into some like-minded people, into some passionate people, into some people that are saying, I'm reading this book, you should really listen to this. And those are the people you want to listen to. I've heard on multiple different occasions in different books that I've read that if the salmon are all swimming one way, go the other way. It's just amazing. Awesome. So I think that what you've got to do to cause that energy shift is be cognizant of it, and you've got to be aware of it. And that's where the reset happens. That's exactly where and then the rebuild can be a lot of different things. You can rebuild within your organization. You just got to help the people in your organization recognize as well, or plug in and find out what they need, what you can give them. It's amazingly rewarding when you help somebody recognize that they are possibly in a state where they're a little indifferent about things. Valentus is a solution-based company, so you got to find out and listen.
So Nancy, let's not jump over reset yet. Let me just kind of go through three of those words we're bringing through to the platform for every Sunday now. Resetting, to rebuild, with refueling yourself to be rewarded. So what does resetting this week mean? So it's a new week on Monday, right? That's why Sundays are important. Yes, there's church and things that people have to do, and they can listen to this recording after. That's absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's awesome. I mean, that's what you're doing every week, is resetting by going to the community that you're part of. What we're doing here is we're saying the new week lets you start tracking the points and looking at what you. That's why the DMO, that's why the Daily Method of Operation sheets in the file section of Team Gets Results, when you print off that Getting Started manual, the roadmap to Emerald, and you go through the DMO, and I know people are starting to personalize it and making it their own and cutting things out, and that's fine. You could take the 14 items we have there, you can stroke off the things with a felt pen that you don't do or don't really feel comfortable with, and start looking only at the things you want to do to track. But the key is you're resetting a new week. You have a chance, right? The end of the day, you know, if somebody says to you, I have no time, I have no money, and I have bad health, well, it's time for them to reset, because whatever they're doing is not working. Let's be honest. If somebody says to you, gosh, I can't quite afford this business opportunity that you've presented with me, well, they're a candidate over and over again to reset, because let's be honest, they're on a 45-year plan that's not working. I mean, as many have said before, they're tiptoeing through life to get to death safely. They're just expecting things not to be that great. So when we start thinking about resetting in our lives, it's not necessarily about, Valentus. It's about, take a look at where you are. If you could look in the mirror and tell yourself today, I'm going to give myself a 10% raise this year, and you have the opportunity to do that, and I mean that with all my heart. If you make $60,000 a year, if that's your annual income, and you could go off and make $500 extra cash flow with your Valentus business this year, a month, that $6,000 worth of earnings is a 10% raise that you did yourself, because you looked in the mirror and you reset your frame of mind to say, I'm not going to my boss anymore to ask for a 10% raise. I'm going to give it to myself. That's empowering. And Nancy, you're bang on right about the word indifference killing passion. I mean, Jim Rohn has said it for so long. I mean, he's if I have to have a mentor in terms of a personal growth guru in my life, it's been Jim Rohn. I just love his message. And he says it all the time that, if you don't do it, or if you choose not to do it, it's you that didn't do it. It has nothing to do with the surroundings around you. So for you to reset, you've got to make that decision that you want more time, you want more money, and you want better health, and you're going to go out and find it and make it happen. So that's the reset concept there. And now we'll move on to rebuild, unless, Nancy, you want to add something to that last statement there.
No, not at all.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so rebuilding, and you were started on to that path. And so is it rebuilding Valentus? Is it rebuilding your organization? Is that what I'm doing here on Sundays now with you, with Nancy and I chatting about this whole concept now of Reset Sundays, right? It's resetting for a new week, right? We're going to rebuild for a new week. We are going to get going for a new week in what? So this is the concept now of abundance and acceptance. You've got to realize, and you really have to understand, that the word abundance really refers to something in your life that you really crave, you need, you desire. And those three platforms we lay out again in the Getting Started Manual and the Roadmap to Emerald and your DMO, which is, what is your why? I mean, when you're rebuilding your week and starting off all over again, it's about your why. It really is, why do I need more money? Why do I need better health? And why do I need more time? That's the rebuild concept that we always have to get down the path of, right? I mean, folks, we're tested every day. And, it's funny how you learn and pick up nuggets, but in passing over the last couple of weeks, I'm working with one of our emeralds and bringing them into this organization and helping him move forward. He helped me because he said, you know what, for every bad, there's a good, and for every good, there's a bad. And he made a relationship to how we're tested all the time. Every week, every day, we are tested. Now, if you're religious, you might say it's the devil that's testing you. If you're somebody who has a different philosophy around that particular concept, it might be the stop person versus the green person that says go. The guy on the left shoulder or the girl on the left shoulder is the green guy, and the guy on the right shoulder is the red guy. One's saying you go, one's saying you stop. Well, both have a purpose. Both have a purpose to push you forward. If you honestly let the guy in the red shirt hold you back, well, then it's you that didn't take the good and the bad and make it better. It's you that didn't choose to rebuild. It's you that didn't take the carrot that you had and start chewing on it. Have fun with it. Let's go forward. Let's rebuild. See, abundance is only there when you accept that there is going to be good and bad. You've got to fight through it. I mean, you've heard some of my stories in the past, folks. To come home and see a note with the feed the birds and a house empty, that was a massive test in my life. And I had to make a decision to accept that moment and move forward. And I did. And, then I was able to move forward and meet the love of my life and have this great, abundant life that we are challenged with every day with other things. So the rebuild is not about your Valentus business. The rebuild in your life, in our Sundays, is to really get your head around the fact that you are in control if you are willing to be in control. It's not about somebody saying no to you. The SW approach to our business for all of us is some will, some won't, so what? Someone's willing, someone's waiting. You've got to move forward. As Jim Rohn says, if I talk to 10 and 7 say no, I wanted to get to the 3. So thank you, you 7, for saying no, because I'm closer to the 3. You've got to have the concept of the green and the red person are both here for a reason. And the rebuild is so important for you to stay focused on that task. Nancy, I'll let you just chime in here on the rebuild.
Well, for the rebuild, for me, I think you need to plug into the tools. I think that tools are where you start with your rebuild. Tools are duplicatable. Tools are something that you can share with everybody on your team. And so the DMO and the tools, the Prosper Magazine, the things that we've already been provided with, that's where your rebuild starts. And it can be with new people or it can be with the people that are already in your organization. And go back and have a conversation with the people in your organization, because I think that I've had this happen where I've been answering some questions this week, and it was a moment for me, because so much of when Dawn and I got started in this, and it has absolutely nothing to do with necessarily the products, but some of us have a focal point where we are a weight loss company, and so many people get other advantages from our products that have absolutely nothing to do with weight loss. And I think you really got to open the concept and have that conversation for each and every person as to what their end goal is. And that's what you were talking about with your why. I mean, I had a conversation with a lady, and her only focus on all of the products was inflammation. And I'd never even thought about that. I had never even thought about the fact that somebody was getting involved in this company for our products for inflammation. And so she said, just choose one, Nancy, for inflammation. And I got to tell you, for just a second, I stopped and I'm going, okay, one. Prevail Max, if I got to choose just one for inflammation, is incredible, the amazing science behind it. But what it did in that moment of clarifying to me that we are not just a weight loss product, that we are not just a weight loss company. We're so much more. We bring so much more to the table. And the only way you're going to find that out is if you talk to people. Why? What are they looking for? What's their search? For my sister taking some of these products, she has autoimmune disease. She has lupus. She has pain. The immune has, the Max and the immune, the combination of the two has made it so that she has pins and needles in her hands and feet. And she wasn't sure if she liked that sensation. And I'm going, are you kidding me? That means that you have circulation back in your hands and feet. So what I'm saying is do not define yourself. We are so much more. Your company is to each and every person what they are looking for, and the only way you can find out is by listening. You need to ask the questions. You need to plug into what that person is searching for, and that's where the rebuild can be. Maybe you've overlooked that. Maybe that hasn't happened, that conversation. So if the water seems muddied to some of the people that are in your organization, you need to go back and ask them, redefine, clarify, find out what it is that they're looking for. Is it that they're looking for less inflammation? Is it that they're looking for weight loss? Is it that they're looking for more energy? Is it that they are really business focused and it's all about the money for them? Because our products are not in trial. There's amazing testimonials that come out each and every day about these products, and you need to plug into those people and find out what it is that they need, because soon as they are on their journey and you have developed a path for them and they know which way to go, it helps them if they're indifferent. Sometimes people with indifference just need a goal because they've got lost. It stole their passion, and you need to refocus them and help them. And I can guarantee you, if you refocus them in that journey, you're refocusing yourself. That's what rebuild to me means.
And it's bang on, honey. You just nailed it like to the top, no question about it. So we'll move on to Refuel. So now we've reset, we've rebuilt, not just our business, who we are, our mindset. We're working harder on ourselves than on our business in the reset, rebuild mode. And what does that mean to you? Ultimately, you've got to make that decision. So we started last Wednesday with a training that talked about, the next 30 days. And that's to refuel. Ultimately, the basics of our business is for you to, number one, as Nancy said, get to an event. And that event could be as simple as getting on the calls like this one, getting on the Tuesdays, the Thursdays, listening to them if you're in the UK or if you're in South Africa or in New Zealand and your time zones are off. You've got recordings that you can go to listen to. Listen to 4 a week of something. Either be on opportunities, go to a live event, or listen to something. That's part of the refuel. Getting that accountability partner, the person that can make that decision for you. Like the workout business that I was in, or the fitness industry I was in for years, it started for me when I was a bodybuilder. I used to go to the gym, and some days I would never have a great workout until I got a workout partner, until I got somebody that pushed me an extra rep, pushed me an extra 5 pounds on the barbells, help me do an extra sit-up or 2 or 5 or 10 or whatever. That accountability partner is important. Pick wisely is what I'm going to tell you right now for that accountability partner, because you want a butterfly. You want an eagle. You want that person that's going to fly and push you, not hold you back like a caterpillar on the ground that says you can't fly. Pick wisely. Accountability partner. Next, we say for refueling, let's do it. Let's go out there and make this happen. Let's make 6 follow-up calls with our customers. Let's do some form of 6 of something, a follow-up, a connect call, a welcome call every 2 weeks in our teams, in our organization. If we all duplicate that, we will absolutely have success, because it's going to allow those people to reset and rebuild, because they're going to hear something in the words that are coming across the phone lines, okay? Follow up, connect, welcome. 6 every 2 weeks. Why 6? Because the power's in the 6. Because for every 6, 4 will like, listen, absorb, do something with. 2 will say, I like what I'm hearing. I'm really liking it. I'm going to do something here. I'm going to happily get involved. Or 1 for sure will say, I'm in. It's the 1 from the 6 that we're looking for every 2 weeks, folks. And if we duplicate that, the numbers just speak louder than you can even imagine. And it's 6 sample packs that you're going to hand out every 2 weeks. That's refueling. It's driving samples into your organization so, as Nancy said, they can go out and see the trials that are going on and all of these testimonials that are going on. Get the samples into the hands of the folks every 2 weeks, 6 of something. And don't ask for money. I'm saying, honestly, if you want to charge them for the samples, that's your choice. Go ahead. That's good, too. It brings value to the sample so that they will consume it. Sometimes when you give them for free, the person will leave it on the shelf and not try it. But get 6 every 2 weeks out there. And obviously, personal development is the most important thing to refuel yourself. I mean, even my good friend Donnie B., I was at their place for dinner last night, and he and his wife brought out Think and Grow Rich, the manual. The man is an international businessman, and he's never, ever read Napoleon Hill. And he asked me, give me something, Don. And I told him, and it's incredible that this incredible couple are moving forward to go and watch and listen and read Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich manual and book. That's resetting. That's rebuilding. That's refueling. And it's so important that you go through the path of 1 a month. So you do that. And ultimately, you're refueling by tracking what you're doing on a weekly basis so you can share this with others every week. You see, if you were to listen to 4 of something or do something in terms of a training or an opportunity manual or course every week, that's 208 times a year that you have now gone through some personal growth with Valentus. Do you think that, for Winnipeg Jets fans, Patrick Laine, who's scored 40 goals now, his entire life he didn't shoot 1,000,000 pucks at something? Did he go through the time and time again? Did Gretzky in hockey, did Michael Jordan in basketball, did they just show up? Or did they refuel their entire life? That's what I believe we all have to get our heads around right now, is that for this to be, it is up to me, right? I mean, you've got to get your head around the fact that we are all in control of where we're going to go with this. So all of this will lead to be rewarded, the 4th R. And when you want to be rewarded and you do those first 3 things in your life, whatever it is, you will naturally have more time, more money, and better health. And that's the premise of your why. So today and going forward, we all got to get our heads around what is your why. Once again, it's so important for you to have that concept in your head. And we'll finish off this call with the basics that you're going to do to move forward. But, honey, I'm going to go back to you for the refuel section here and let you chime in on how you would recommend the next 30 days for everybody on this call to start refueling their lives and their business.
Well, for me, like I said, to refuel, you've got to reignite your passion. And everybody has a different thing that just stokes that fire for them. Some people, it's reading a book. Somebody that doesn't read or somebody that struggles with book reading, it might be a video. It might be a quote. It might be a person. Events is incredible because events are like magic. You're in an electrical atmosphere where you're around like-minded people, not only like-minded, but in this amazing culture that we've created in Valentus, people that honestly want to pick you up, see you successful. You are in a safety net of allowing yourself to really grow. And I can't think of a better environment to do that in than our Valentus events. Our Valentus events have always been so positive. I never hear about any kind of drama at these events. I love them. They're incredible. And so for me, the magic, and it's so simple to do, to just plug into something like this. I am so personally motivated by the fact that we have somebody in our organization that's coming to our event in April, all the way from New Zealand. And Dawn and I were sitting in bed, and I said, can you believe Sharon's coming? And my words to her were, Sharon, are you ready for this? And she says, I am so ready for this. I kind of talked to her about the time change and making sure, because I had a friend of mine come to our event in Vancouver, and she hit the wall when she got to the event with the time change. And she says, no, I'm prepared. I'm coming in a couple days early. I'm there to learn. I'm going to take this fire home in my belly. And I'm going, holy moly. Like, there's somebody that's hitting the ground running. There's somebody that you can plug into, because when you find that fire, plug into it. It's contagious. You need to grab a hold of it. It's like electricity. Let that course through you. And that's where your refuel is going to be. For me, Sharon Manning is refueling my passion. I'm excited. She's coming all the way from New Zealand just to hit the ground running. I think that is incredible.
And so with that thought and the refuel and the event, you need to be in Winnipeg if you can be there. You need to be there. You need to, if you can't be there, get your team there for April 13th, 14th, because we're going to fire them up. I said to Todd, my friend that's learning the business with me right now, I said, get 6 bums in the seat. When Nancy and I started in October 2015 at the very first event in Kelowna, there was 100 people in the room. We had 6 bums in the seat. Out of those 6, 1 is a double diamond, 1's a diamond, and the other 2 are emeralds, and only 1 is quit. I'm telling you, the events will give them the refuel to reset, to rebuild their business. I promise you that we'll be doing some things in Winnipeg along this line. The training that Nancy and I will do will be on this concept of reset, rebuilding, and refueling to get yourself to the rewards you're looking for. Remember, self-doubt is the anchor that keeps you and your ship from sailing. It's all about you. And every one of the people that you go and touch over the next 4 years could be the one of those canoes you're looking for in this journey. 4 leaders, 1 a year. What would be wrong with that? 45 years of working and never giving yourself a raise, or 4 years of going out there and finding 1 a year based on these numbers of 6, 4, 2, 1. The basics are here, folks. Share the product. Share the business. Get to an event, if it's a call or a live one. Set smart goals. What are those smart goals? They're specific for the S. They're measurable for the M. They're attainable for the A. They're relevant for the R. And they're T, time-bound. Don't be unrealistic in everything you do. Teach the power of 6, folks. It's there for you. You can help people with 4 business builders coming on their team get their first investment back. That could be your very first goal for your new team member. But don't let them do it on their own. Help them. That's where the connect calls come in. That's what you're looking for. You new person on this call today, right now. If you aren't doing 6 welcome, connect, or any other type of call I've described today in the next 2 weeks, then you are letting yourself down. You're letting your indifference kill your passion. You're letting all of that get in your way so that you can't reset, rebuild, refuel your team or yourself, and ultimately the rewards will not be there. Your acceptance of what we've said today, that the red person's going to hold you back while the green person wants you to go, is absolutely the key to your success. You need to fight through that red person and tell him to go away, because the green one is here and here to help you. So, are you ready? Reset, folks. Time to refuel and rebuild, and let's go and reap the rewards together. Thanks so much, Nancy. I love you to pieces for joining me on this call. I hope everybody can share this. I'm going to post it. It's yours.
Can I just say one thing?
Yes, please, honey. Please do.
You had said it's all about you, and I think what you meant to say is it's up to you, because it's not about you. It's about the people, and it's about listening. So it's up to you. You're the only one that can do it, but it's not about you. It's not about you. Your success is going to be in filling that person's bucket with what they need. And Valentus is a solution-based company, and we have solutions to everyone's problems. More time, better health, more money. That's my word.
And ultimately, learn and earn. You don't come to this table with a full bucket of how to do this. You've got to learn and earn. And there's a lot of people in Valentus here to help you. We're just a couple that's here right now. And the other ones that you know of are absolutely all in to help you. The Kings, the Griffins, Bill and Avril McMahon, the Wilsons, the Tolls, Corey Johnson, John Aremza, Rick Gerald, all of them are here to help you. Mike McClanahan. The leaders in this company are here to help you reset, rebuild, refuel so you can be rewarded. But it starts absolutely with you, and Nancy, you said it best, getting past your own personal indifference so that your passion doesn't get killed. Hey, I hope you got something out of this. I sure did. Honey, you fired me up again. Looking forward to seeing you later on tonight. Going to go for one more snowmobile ride, and love all of you. Talk to you soon. Big hug. Bye-bye.